This ain't even funny no more. I know everybody think I'm about to clown and I'm about to roast. This ain't even funny no more. The Chicago Sky just lost to the Los Angeles Sparks by a score of 91-78. And let's be serious here. Y'all lost to a Los Angeles Sparks team that are playing without 2 starters.
The moment Kelsey Plum extended her arm downward and hit Angel Reese with the too small taunt, a viral shockwave ripped through the WNBA. It wasn't just a highlight, it was humiliation with national reach. Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie and the face of Chicago's supposed resurgence, had just been clowned by a player nearly 8 inches shorter.
One could say it, generally speaking, always leads to losses. And she got, for lack of a better way of putting it, cooked, rotisseried, grilled, baked, fried. I mean, however you want to go. Sauteed by Kelsey Plum last night against the LA Sparks.
The Sparks weren't even at full strength, missing 2 key starters, yet still steamrolled the Sky in a 91-78 blowout. Despite Reese posting another double-double, her stats rang hollow in the face of defeat and mockery.
Y'all lost to a Los Angeles Sparks team that's playing without 2 starters. The Chicago Sky, listen, man. Y'all the worst team in the league, bro. Like, let's just stop playing games. This ain't even let's be funny. I'm not even joking. I'm not smiling. I don't have a single joke for you. The Chicago Sky is trash. You guys are trash.
Across social media, fans didn't hold back. Memes exploded, critics pounced, and even neutral observers began questioning if the hype surrounding Reese was anything more than empty numbers.
We got to talk about the meme. The meme. I'm not even going to call them a basketball team right now. I'm going to call them a meme that is Chicago Sky, because it's actually getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous.
Comment meme mode activated if this collapse stunned expectations. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because the story of this downfall only gets worse from here. Angel Reese's stat line against the Sparks, 13 points and 12 rebounds, may have looked respectable on paper, but a closer inspection revealed just how misleading it really was. Nearly half of those rebounds came off her own missed shots, highlighting not dominance, but inefficiency.
Well, Angel Reese had her a double-double last night. That's right. Oh, once again, this proves that Angel Reese's double-doubles does not equate to victories. Never has.
Shooting just 5 for 11 from a field, many of her attempts came from within 5 feet of the rim, shots she was expected to make, yet consistently failed to convert. This wasn't a case of a player battling through tough defense. It was a sequence of blown layups and missed opportunities when her team needed points the most. Social media had little sympathy, with fans accusing Reese of padding stats rather than producing real impact. Some described it as rebounding her own bricks and calling a hustle, a damning indictment of a performance that did little to change the course of another humiliating loss.
What is going on in Chicago, bro? I know everybody, we enjoy it, yeah. When Angel Reese get the missing the layups, we clown, yeah, we get our jokes off. But let's be serious here. She's the best player on that garbage team. And she's not good enough to be your best player on a decent team. She's not good enough to be the best player on a decent team. She's not good enough. I'm sorry, it just is what it is.
The numbers may satisfy box score watchers, but the reality unfolding on the court painted a far more frustrating picture, one that's becoming increasingly difficult to defend. The Chicago Sky weren't just expected to struggle, they were supposed to be rebuilding. But what fans are witnessing now borders on a complete implosion. 3 straight losses to open the season, with the most recent coming at the hands of an injury-depleted Sparks squad, have cast serious doubts on this team's direction.
This team is not good. It's 0-3. It's ugly, and I don't know that it's going to improve, all right? I don't. So let's jump over here before we get to the highlight that's getting Angel Reese absolutely destroyed right now online, on social media.
Their last victory dates all the way back to September 8, 2024, a win so distant it feels irrelevant. The front office didn't help matters when it gave up the number 3 overall pick, Sonia Citra, for veteran Ariel Atkins, who's yet to register a single game in double figures. Instead of growth, Chicago has become a revolving door of ineffective rotations, poor spacing, and players looking lost in real time. The results speak for themselves, and the product on the floor continues to deteriorate.
That strategy didn't work. All right, they lost. They got blown the hell out in this game. Angel Reese, 31 minutes, 5 of 11, 45% from the field, and that's an improvement. That is an improvement. God. 12 rebounds, 13 points, 6 offensive boards, and a partridge in a pear tree. I mean, honestly, what is going on?
Once considered a team with raw potential and a standout rookie in Reese, the Sky have earned a new title, the meme team of the WNBA. With zero chemistry, zero momentum, and 0 wins, the narrative of rebuilding has officially collapsed into a full-blown identity crisis.
The Chicago Sky, they are a joke. They're a joke of a basketball team. You have got, your player just got too small. They don't play defense. There's no effort. There is absolutely no effort.
Let's be real. Kelsey Plum didn't just lead the Sparks to victory. She dismantled the Chicago Sky's entire image with surgical precision. Her stat line was nothing short of elite. 28 points, 8 assists, 6 3-pointers, and a pace of play that left defenders scrambling.
Right here, Kelsey Plum destroyed them. 6 of 10 from three-point range, 28 points, 8 assists, 2 boards for the LA Sparks. That didn't look terrible, to be honest, last night, from what I could see. I thought they looked pretty good. I mean, Rickea Jackson didn't play in this game, and Cameron Brent is still hurt. It's going to be an interesting team when they get completely healthy. It's going to be an interesting squad.
But it was one specific moment that stole the headlines. Late in the game, after torching Reese off the dribble for an easy layup, Plum extended her arm and hit her with the infamous too small taunt. That single gesture did more damage than any stat line ever could. It wasn't just a moment of flair, it was a symbolic dethroning.
Here's the play that's got everybody talking because Kelsey Plum clowned Angel Reese. After this, obviously, Kelsey Plum's not as tall as Angel Reese is, and she cooked Angel Reese's ass in hot grease. Let's go.
High by Stevens.
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
High by
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
And then hits her with the too small.
Plum, listed at 5 feet 8 inches, had just made the 6 feet 3 inches Reese look helpless in front of a roaring crowd. Even more telling was that Plum kept going. She hit shots from deep, ran the offense like a general, and dictated the game's rhythm in ways Reese has yet to master. While one player made winning plays, the other was once again left clinging to empty box score numbers. It was a masterclass in veteran dominance and a complete exposure of inflated hype.
Yeah. Too small. Kelsey Plum is a badass. Let's just keep it real. She is a badass. How about a different angle on this?
Down feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand. Down feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand.
Yeah. Too small. Yikes. It's look at this. Hey, Plum Dog, how many wins does the Sky got? Down here.
The aftermath of Kelsey Plum's too small taunt didn't stay confined to the court. It went viral within minutes, transforming into the defining image of the WNBA's early season. The league's official social media account posted the gesture, amplifying its reach and signaling that even the WNBA couldn't ignore the moment's cultural weight.
I have to just say, they're a meme. They're a meme at this stage. Kelsey Plum takes on Angel Reese and then hits Angel Reese with the too small. Kelsey Plum taunts Angel Reese. Like, what are we doing?
Kelsey Plum saying too small to Angel Reese. I love that fire. It's me bound time. Oh, God.
The Sparks followed up with a cheeky caption, embracing the disrespect and throwing subtle shade at Reese's failed defense. Within hours, the clip was everywhere. Memes, reaction videos, and trending hashtags flooded the internet. Fans labeled it the most humiliating play of Reese's professional career so far, with many asking if this was the beginning of the end for the Bayou Barbie narrative.
Imagine if Caitlin Clark did this. The outrage would be unreal. Oh, my God. That'd be the cats and dogs. People jumping out of it. Looked like the fireworks scene behind Leslie Nielsen from Naked Gun. Nothing to see here. Please move along. Reese really did try to swat the ball. I'm starting to believe Reese is being victimized by the entire WNBA.
For a player marketed heavily on charisma and visibility, getting mocked in primetime and then turned into a meme by her own league added a level of embarrassment that stats can't fix. It wasn't just about being beaten, it was about becoming a symbol of overhype, exposed in front of millions. From here, the story wasn't just about losing games. It was about losing control of the narrative. Beneath the Sky's on-court struggles lies a deeper, more troubling reality. There's no system holding this team together.
Come on, let's stop playing games. I don't know, this Coach Marsh, Tyler Marsh guy, this Marshmallow dude, I don't know where y'all got him from. Y'all got him from Vegas somewhere. His system looks trash. Y'all starting Kia Nurse. Bro, the Chicago Sky gave up the number 3 pick for Ariel Atkins. Bro, I don't even think she scored double figures yet in one game. She's taking like 4 shots per game. Y'all gave up the number 3 pick. Y'all gave up Sonia Citron for Ariel Atkins, and she's shooting like 4 shots a game. Bro, what is going on in Chicago, bro?
The team's offensive sets lack identity, defensive rotations break down with shocking frequency, and players seem more reactive than strategic. During the Sparks game, miscommunication plagued nearly every possession. Teammates ran into each other, assignments were missed, and no adjustments were made to stop Kelsey Plum's scoring outburst. One of the most telling moments came when players on the floor began audibly expressing frustration, calling for the ball in vain, while Reese forced up contested shots.
I have to say, like, she doesn't play defense anymore. Angel Reese doesn't play defense. And, like, I know, obviously, Azare did quite a bit of damage, no matter who she was on. But, like, Azare Stevens, Kelsey Plum, in fairness, she just went nuclear. She was kind of quiet in the fourth quarter, but she went nuclear in this game. Like, was being left wide open.
The bench looked disengaged, and the body language of the starters screamed defeat long before the final buzzer. This isn't a team that simply needs more time. It's a roster devoid of confidence, lacking leadership, and stuck in a scheme that isn't working. When opponents no longer fear a matchup, and even analysts start referring to the franchise as a walking meme, it's not just a player problem, it's organizational dysfunction from top to bottom. While Angel Reese struggled to convert layups against a shorthanded Sparks team, Caitlin Clark nearly engineered a massive upset over the defending champion New York Liberty. In a tightly contested game that went down to the final seconds, Clark posted 18 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds. Numbers that didn't just tell a story, but revealed a player capable of elevating everyone around her. Her ability to stay composed under pressure, hit clutch shots, and facilitate meaningful ball movement stood in stark contrast to Reese's isolated stat accumulation in blowout losses. Even more telling was the way Clark embraced accountability post-game, acknowledging the team's defensive lapses and vowing to improve consistency. Reese, on the other hand, continued drawing praise from fans who ignored the context of her numbers. The difference couldn't be clearer. While Reese pads stats during garbage time, Clark fights for wins until the final buzzer. In terms of leadership, poise, and impact, the gap between these two players is growing with every passing game. One is building a team identity around progress and grit. The other is struggling to keep her own narrative intact. Following Indiana's razor-thin loss to New York, Fever head coach Stephanie White did what few in the league have dared. She challenged the system. In her post-game comments, White addressed a glaring 31 free throw discrepancy over recent games, describing the officiating as egregious and the disrespect toward her team as unbelievable. Her critique was sharp, measured, and unapologetic, rooted in facts rather than frustration. White pointed out that Indiana wasn't living behind the arc, but actively attacking the rim, making the lack of calls even more baffling. It wasn't just a moment of advocacy, it was leadership in its purest form. While coaches in Chicago remain silent in the face of collapse, White is fighting for her players on the national stage. Her comments struck a chord with fans and analysts alike, many of whom praised her for demanding fairness and refusing to accept the officiating status quo. In a league where narratives can shift quickly, White's vocal defense of her team not only elevated her reputation, it made clear that the Fever are more than just a trending topic. They are a team that expects to be respected. Despite Indiana's 0-4 record, the trajectory of the Fever couldn't look more different from Chicago's. Every game has been a battle, with 2 losses decided by a combined 3 points. instead of folding under pressure. This young roster continues to show signs of cohesion and growth. Caitlin Clark's presence has transformed the team's offensive identity, but it's the collective chemistry that stands out. Players moving with purpose, communicating on defense, and trusting the system. Even in defeat, the Fever are gaining respect across the league as a squad on the rise. Clark's 10 assists against the Liberty weren't just numbers. They were a reflection of a playmaker who reads the floor like a veteran and lifts the performance of those around her. Contrast that with the Sky, where broken plays, disjointed movement, and visible frustration dominate every possession. While Chicago scrambles for answers, Indiana builds a foundation. One team is developing a winning culture, even in losses. The other is spiraling, masking dysfunction with hollow stats. In the long run, the difference between a rebuilding project and a broken team lies not in the record, but in the direction they're heading. The gulf between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky has never been wider, and it has nothing to do with wins and losses on paper. Angel Reese continues to put up double-doubles in blowout defeats, but the numbers feel more like consolation prizes than signs of dominance. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is leading a young team to the brink of victory against championship contenders, showing resilience, leadership, and accountability with every possession. Kelsey Plum's viral "Too Small" taunt didn't just highlight a moment, it exposed a truth. The hype around Reese may have drawn eyes, but it's becoming harder to justify when every performance ends in another lopsided loss. The Fever may still be winless, but their identity is forming. The Sky, in contrast, have become the league's punchline. Their coach looks overwhelmed, their roster lacks synergy, and their once celebrated rookie now headlines memes instead of highlight reels. As Chicago spirals, Indiana competes. One team plays like it has something to prove. The other plays like it has no idea what it's doing. For those still believing in inflated box scores, the WNBA just deliver a loud and humiliating reality check.